to the Cards and Comic Show. Welcome back to Cards and Comics. And today I've got a comic book mail day, with both new and new variants, new comic books, along with Golden Age graded books. So it's going to be pretty eclectic. So we'll start here with the Mayhew Sneakerhead Venom variant. So I've got both the trade dress and the Virgin variant that I'm going to eventually get graded. So this is my second copy, so I will definitely probably look to get one graded because I think they're so cool, and I think just hanging them up will be very awesome as a display piece, even if they don't really go up in value. Now, next up is a book that I'm excited to read, and for people who were excited about Stray Dogs, they were thinking this is going to be another cool series, with the dogs in the main role. Now this one is the Scarface Brian Silverbacks variant that you could only get from like Hogjaw Comics, and so you can get it for you can still get it, $25. There's a Virgin variant of it I've never found, so I don't know where to get that one and how to buy it, but there appears to be a Virgin variant of this. I've got the regular copy and I like it, and so this will be my copy of this book, and if it goes up, then this will be my one book I have of it, because I'm going to get just a regular copy to read, but it'll be just cover A. Next up is the Yoon Truth and Justice 7. I think it's the cardstock variant. I like anything Zatanna. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this book is that, again, this is kind of the art germ, digital artwork where they kind of look like Barbies or plastic. And so her expression on her face is just not very realistic. I could kind of show you that. It seems a very stiff, kind of not very lifelike pose there. So it's just what it is, So a lot of people like this style art. I'm hit or miss with it, but I like Zatanna, and so I always pick up anything with Zatanna on it because I just like the character. And next up is the Virgin variant. So this is Batman 118. So this is the Virgin variant of this book. I'm trying to remember what the actual... so this is Victor Bogdanovich, and so this is the 1 in 25 variant, and it's about $10 right now. The thing that's cool about it is it's kind of an homage to the Spider-Man cover from Todd McFarlane, and you can see after Todd McFarlane's right here on the bottom. You can kind of see that after McFarlane, and there you go. So it's a cool kind of crossover Marvel and DC homage cover, and there you go. And then final for the Raw is X-Men number 2. This is the Nakayama kind of color, I forget what he calls them, color splash something or whatever, but he does a whole series of these, and so I like him because again, if I have some display books, these are, you could do a whole wall of these and they look really cool, along with the sneakerheads. I'd love to have like a wall downstairs that was all sneakerheads, and then maybe change them up with the Nakayama books and kind of like interchange them a little bit. So just kind of fun. They're not super expensive, but they're fun. I'm gonna pull back a little bit so you can kind of see the next books. So I'm going to start right here with my first Schomburg book of the year. So this is Thrilling Comics number 55. And so this is a Western theme book. So it's never going to be hugely, expensive, but I like it because it's a 7.0. And so that's a pretty good grade for this time period. And so this is from 1946. And again, just a cool, Doc Strange, throwing comics book set in the West. And so I think, obviously these are kind of more affordable, but the cool thing about this is the grade 7.0 is pretty tough to get in the Golden Age. Next up is really the my big book of the month. And again, I'm just kind of going in order here. But it is Golden Age, and it is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. This might be the oldest book I own. It's from 1940. It's Blue Beetle #2. Again, this is a Lou Fine cover, but this is just so awesome because it's so indicative of the 40s and almost like platinum age kind of covers, where the faces, are pretty crude. Like this guy, his face is pretty, not fully drawn. But it's just like such a iconic looking cover. You've got the yellow, you've got, the Blue Beetle logo is just really awesome. And this just screams that period. And so, yeah, it's a 5.0. It's a strong grade. And, again, books from the 40s and 5.0 are pretty tough. This book is almost in the 30s. So I don't think I have any books in the 30s yet. This is the closest thing I have. And again, Blue Beetle is my favorite character. Of course, this isn't the Blue Beetle I like. This isn't Ted Kord. This is Dan Garrett, which is kind of like the first Blue Beetle, but still the character is cool. And in this time period, he was a major character. Now, later on, he becomes less relevant, but it's still a really cool book. Next up, moving on into more of a Bronze Age, I guess you could say. This is Swamp Thing #60. This is a John Totleben cover. It's a 9.8. I've always thought this is just a cool cover with the black. I think it's harder to grade when you get the black covers. But it's just it's like sci-fi-ish and almost like horror. It's very horror sci-fi looking. Just different than a lot of covers you see from this time period. So I like it, and really, really think it's a cool book, and I think it's definitely, this Alan Moore run is obviously iconic. And then last up is, a book that I think is cool because, again, as you look at these, Golden Age books, this is at the end of the Golden Age. This is from 1952. Standard Comics, and so this is Battlefront, and it's I'm trying to think, it's a John Severin and Bill Elder cover, Alex Toth art in the middle. So a lot of cool creators, but again, the idea of people kind of shooting enemies here. Obviously this is towards the end of the Golden Age, but it's only 3.5, but it was super cheap. I think this book was like $60. So to me, it's a very good cover, well done. Into the Golden Age, kind of moving into the next phase, the Silver Age, and kind of see the transition to more realistic artwork and more detail in the backgrounds. And so it's just kind of cool to see the transition, and this is definitely when the artwork's starting to transition. So that's my comic book pickups for December and then the first part of January. I hope you enjoy it, and leave me some comments or questions, and I'll answer them if you want. But I'll see you next time, and enjoy and have fun. Bye.